So it's been 14 months since I took the job. It's been a stressful 14 months, I can assure you of that.
I can honestly tell you that it's been less stressful for us commissioners since you've taken over, so we appreciate it.
Well, thank you.
You know,
I'll just give you some numbers. I'd say about 80% people charged with a crime in Wyoming County qualify for the public defender. About 90 to 95% of people who apply for the public defender qualify for the public defender's office. So we turn away very few people, and the amount of people in Wyoming County who qualify or who are charged with a crime, I mean, we deal with most of these cases. In the last year, we've handled approximately 400 separate criminal cases, and that's with 2 public defenders, me and Travis Eckersley. We handle a vast range of crimes from simple disorderly conduct charges up to and including first-degree murder. So we do have, believe it or not, some very serious crimes in this county.
yes, we do.
And we handle, I can tell you that we handle the most serious crimes in this county. You're not, private counsel that comes in does not handle those, the public defender's office does. And it winds up, those cases are extremely complicated. They take a great deal of time from my office to handle, and it's very difficult to juggling all of the cases. So, in the past year, I know that, I got calls at my office even, and I'm not trying to disparage the prior public defender, but I got calls from my office. So I think I've handled, one of the chief concerns of mine when I first started was to make sure that I was open to phone calls from all of my clients at any time, well, not any time, during working hours. They would like it to be 24 hours a day, but during working hours. So
I can honestly say you've answered mine all times of the day, so thank you.
You're welcome. So there was one phone line, I added 3 other phone lines, so we have 4 phone lines that are available for people to call in. We often have 2 people on the line at the same time from the jail who are talking to myself and or Travis or the secretary who was able to provide some dates and information. So we do have a more, knowledgeable client base. They know what's going on in their case. We keep them updated as much as we can, and they seem very satisfied with that. I talked to the warden a few weeks ago, and I asked them, as I ask you often, do you have any complaints for me so that I can improve myself? And he said, to be honest with you, I've had 0 complaints in the last several months, so I take that as a win. I'm very happy about that. The vast majority of defendants who reach sentencing on a timely, the vast majority of defendants now reach sentencing on a timely basis. So previously, sentencing probably averaged around 220 days. That caused people to sit in jail for a much longer period of time. Unnecessarily in a lot of cases, and beyond their minimum sentence in a lot of cases. We still have, simply because the way that things are scheduled, we still have kind of a lag. I think people can move more quickly if we were to adjust some of the time frames, but that's not in my wheelhouse. I can ask for it, but I can't do anything about it. But we definitely have, I think I have an average of somewhere about 70 to 90 days for people to go through the system from preliminary hearing to sentencing for people who are in jail, and we focus on those people first to save the county money. And I think since I've taken over, I think you've experienced a decrease in the jail population.
We have.
Because of the quickness, and I don't want to say quickness because I don't want people to think that we're shuffling people through the system without looking at their cases. We do look at every single case. Most people receive a letter from us with a thorough explanation of their case, especially if the case involves a felony and they have significant or a possibility of significant jail time. They receive a very long letter from us that identifies what their strengths and weaknesses of their case are and examination of the facts. That's something I can tell you that most public defenders' offices do not do. It takes a great deal of time, and it takes a great deal of energy and work and a lot of overtime hours doing that. But I make sure that each of those defendants are satisfied with it. But again, that being said, we do have a decrease in the jail population as a result of that. One of the other benefits of that is that when I do provide all of that knowledge and information to the defendants, and I do represent them in the way they want to be represented, and sometimes I have to save them from themselves. They want to fight where there is no fight. And, you know, that's probably more often than you think.
Great.
One of the things I'm proud of is in 14 months, I have one person that asked for an appeal. One person, out of all 400 cases. Everybody was prepared, they understood what their sentencing was, they feel like they got what they were going to get. They didn't necessarily believe that the sentence was fair,
Right.
but they knew that that was what was a possibility, and they were resigned to.
Right.
And with the cost of housing people during those periods of time, each of those days, I think, is $50 a day, to $50 to $70 a day.
A minimum of $50, yeah, it's more like
so
75.
it becomes extremely expensive for our defendants. And just to say that, you know, in the last 10 years since the judge has taken over, and I've looked at, and these are numbers that are provided by the state. These are just statistics that are reported to the state. Approximately 76% of the cases that go through the system are misdemeanor cases. And I'd say of those misdemeanor cases, probably a good third, if not more, are misdemeanor cases that can be resolved at the magistrate level. However, we in Wyoming County do not resolve cases at the magistrate level. Very, very few cases get resolved at the magistrate level here. Other counties do it,
Right.
other magistrate offices in surrounding counties do it, and it's the first line of defense in saving money for a county is to resolve a case at the magistrate level.
That's
So,
really a
as I
shame.
said, we've got 14 days to get to a preliminary hearing. If I can resolve a case at the magistrate level in 14 days,
Then
that's
we're-
14 days of jail time,
Right,
okay?
which is
Why
$1,000
don't
bucks.
they do that?
I was told, I don't know this to be a fact, I can only go based on what I was told. I was told that probation does not work with the magistrates. If the magistrate sentenced somebody to a probationary sentence for a misdemeanor, which is, I'd say, the only sentences that they would hand down, probation will not honor that sentence, meaning they will not oversee the defendant. So the case then has to move up to the Court of Common Pleas, which winds up being a cost to the county.
Don't they have to by law to do that or not?
Well, I mean, it's within their power to do it. Whether they choose to use their power or not is up to them.
So in the long run, that's more money.
Yes,
It's
it
costing
does.
all of us, everybody in this room, more money.
Yeah, and it winds up leading to longer periods for pretrial detention. So in this year alone, I counted 50 cases that were sent to sentencing in the Court of Common Pleas that were cases that could have been resolved at the magistrate level. And of those 50 people, I didn't check this number, but my guess is of those 50 people, at least 10 to 15 of those people were people that were in jail waiting for sentencing through the entire process.
That's
So-
the biggest thing I hear when I go through the jail and talk to the prisoners is that they're waiting for something.
Yeah.
I mean, like, that's the biggest complaint I get, because they've been in, most of these guys are pros, not all of them, but a lot of them, they've been in other jails and they've gotten through a lot quicker, you know?
Yeah, and they do. They
And
get
they,
through the system quicker, they get to probation faster, and they understand what their likely sentence is gonna be.
Right.
So